Greetings from Switzerland. Can you see my t-shirt? It says Brisbane.
That's an inside joke because right now I have somebody who is very dear to me stuck in Australia, and she actually loves winter, and right now it is winter in Australia, but that's how winter looks like in Australia and Brisbane.
Oh, it's so hot here. It's too much, but I'm feeling a bit better, and the migraine so far is over. But I'm having a hot flash right now. And here it's only 25 degrees in my flat. And outside it's 32. It's way too much. Looking forward for rain.
Why do I struggle so much with summer heat when others say, oh, this is just the right temperature, and I'm really longing to have winter? It is a known phenomenon that those with heat intolerance may have a disorder called dysautonomia that affects their autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system helps regulate automatic functions of the body, including the body's response to heat. Several medical conditions can cause dysautonomia, including diabetes, Parkinson's disease, alcohol use, Guillain-Barré syndrome, mitochondrial disease, mast cell activation syndrome, histamine intolerance. I think people with fibromyalgia also have heat intolerance or cold intolerance as well. It depends. And then also autistics. Many prefer winter. People with heat intolerance need to be cautious in extreme heat, especially when they have other risk factors for heat-related illnesses. Symptoms. The symptoms of heat intolerance can vary from person to person, but may include feeling very hot in moderately warm temperatures. For me, it's from 22 degrees. I really feel weird. And everything above that, I'm in trouble. Excessive sweating or not sweating enough in the heat, exhaustion and fatigue during warm weather, nausea, vomiting or dizziness in response to heat, changes in mood when too hot, and sensory issues, sensory processing disorder, as well as sensory issues that sometimes accompany autism may make a person more sensitive to heat. Neurological conditions, medical conditions that affect the brain and spinal cord, such as spinal cord injuries and MS, can increase heat sensitivity by changing how the body or brain processes heat, or by inhibiting the body's ability to regulate temperature. Endocrine system problems. The endocrine system helps the body regulate a wide range of functions. Disorders such as Graves' disease, a thyroid condition, can increase heat sensitivity. People may find that avoiding heat where possible and adopting strategies for safely managing any necessary time in hot conditions will help in the long term. Ways to manage heat intolerance include avoiding direct sunlight. The sun tends to be at its hottest and brightest between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Using air conditioning or fan during the summer months. Yeah. And then what I discovered is having some ice pack in my neck. This really helps to cool down the body. Drinking plenty of fluids to avoid dehydration. And green tea, by the way, is cooling. And if you put it in the fridge, it's wonderful to drink. But I usually don't do that, but just as a tip. Wearing light-colored, loose-fitting clothing, oh yeah, never, ever would I wear any leggings or something like that. Avoiding alcohol in hot weather. I don't drink alcohol anyway because of my histamine intolerance. Taking a cool bath or swimming in a pool. Wrapping a towel soaked in cold water around the back of the neck. Yeah, I don't like the wet feeling, so ice is better. Avoiding strenuous activities during hot weather or in warm rooms. Yeah. And even today I went shopping and I crossed the street several times just to walk in the shadows. And it makes a really big difference. You wouldn't believe it. That's a trick my dad told me because he once went to a very hot country for a long time and he just copied the locals there and they did the same, crossing the street to go into the shadow. Never walk in direct sunlight. It really helps. So you see, those are the triggers for mast cell activation syndrome: exercise, stress, which also can be weather changes, and direct sunlight. And then you can have all those symptoms. Depends. For me, it's always migraines, feeling exhausted, and fibromyalgia-like pain, like muscle pain, and then also weird digestive issues, diarrhea sometimes, anxiety, irritability. This is like a boat without sails. It just drifts on the open sea. No dopamine. And that's why I'm looking forward for a nice winter with a lot of snow. But already temperatures around 15 degrees are quite okay too.